Hi student, how are you? I think all of you are well and staying at home. I think all of you have go through my previous lecture which already I have uploaded in your Google Classroom, that is a rectifier. Okay. Now in your first module you have rectifier circuits, filter circuit and a regulator circuit. So my first topic is rectifier. So in my previous class already I have discussed about the working principle of various types of rectifier like half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and some calculations. The calculation means the what will be the value of IM, IDC, IRMS, then how to calculate the efficiency of a rectifier both for half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier, like this. Also there was another topic named as bridge rectifier, which is very important also for your exam. Okay. Now student, please go through my previous lecture. Okay, if still someone don't show my lecture, okay, so I will request please go through my lecture first, otherwise you cannot understand what I am talking today. Okay, because today's lecture is all about the some application of the previous lecture. Okay, that means in my previous lecture or yesterday's lecture, what you have learned, that will be summarized here in terms of mathematical. Okay, now today we will see how you can solve any numerical problem, okay, of rectifier circuit. Now first see the questions what you are asked. Your question says that AC voltage of 230 volt is applied to a half wave rectifier circuit through a transformer of turn ratio 10 is to 1. The load resistance value is 1 kilo ohm and the diode internal resistance is 220 ohm. So you have to calculate IM, IDC, IRMS, DC output power, AC output power, efficiency of rectification, DC output power, and peak inverse voltage. That means all about your previous derivation. That means if you can remember the derivation of rectifier circuit, then you can easily solve this problem. Otherwise, you have to think what will be its answer. Okay. So my suggestion is, when you face any type of numerical problem, then first don't go for solution first. First check which values are known to you, that means which are given in your question. Up to that you have to think that in which way you have to solve this problem. Okay, so here's the first noted point is, this question is only for half wave rectifier. Okay, that means this is not for full wave rectifier. That means you have to remember all the derivations for half wave rectifier. So I just recall here that half wave rectifier means in input side you have one sinusoidal pulse like this, and in the one side of this circuit you have one diode which is connected in forward bias condition. Okay, now like this is the simple half wave rectifier circuit. Now what happened here, one transformer is attached. Where the transformer is attached here? Because you see that AC voltage of 230 volt is applied to a half wave rectifier. Now if directly 230 volt is applied to a diode, that means diode will be damaged, no output, there will be no output. So first you have to minimize the voltage which is applied at the input side. That's why we have to use one transformer here. That means your circuit will be like this. So your circuit will be fast. You have the windings, that means primary and secondary windings of a transformer like this. Okay, now here you have the input supply and after that, after the secondary portion, you have one PN junction diode. After that, you have some load resistor like this, and this is your half wave rectifier circuit, isn't it? Just go through my previous lecture. There you can see this type of figure. Okay, now what is given to you? You are given that AC voltage of 230 volt is applied to a half wave rectifier. Okay, that means 230 volt is input voltage. Input voltage where? That means before step down. Basically here we have to use one step down transformer to minimize the voltage value. Now before step down, your input is 230 volt. That means this is 230 volt. Okay. Now what is the value of this load resistance? The value of load resistance is 1 kilo ohm. That means here you have 1K. Also diode have some internal resistance where the value is only 20 ohm. That means when you consider the resistance value, then you have to consider the internal resistance also, mind it. Okay. Now also there another data is given, that is turns ratio is given. What is turns ratio? You know, in case of transformer, we have two types of winding. This is primary and this is secondary. And depending on this primary and secondary windings, we can vary the output voltage of secondary windings. Here, the turns ratio, say turns ratio means this is your N1 and this side is N2. So N1 by N2, this is what? This is 10 by 1. This is given. Again I am repeating that here N1 by N2, this ratio is given as 10:1. That means N1 by N2 is equal to 10:1. This is also given. Now from this given data, that means input voltage and turns ratio, you can easily calculate what will be the output voltage. Okay, output voltage of what? Basically this voltage is passed through a diode. After diode, what we get? After diode, we get a DC value. But before diode, what is the value? Before diode, the input voltage is what? Input voltage is AC voltage, and this AC is known as RMS value. RMS stands for root mean square, and RMS value or RMS voltage or RMS current means you can see this is one kind of AC voltage, AC current. Okay, but not directly this input voltage, because the value of this input voltage is very high and you have to use step down transformer to minimize this voltage. Okay. Now come to the numerical. So this is your question. Now what is given? VRMS. So your VRMS will be what? Your VRMS means the value of the voltage which is applied to the diode directly. That means you can say here VRMS means the secondary output voltage. Okay, because in the figure you have seen that the secondary output voltage is directly attached to the anode of a diode. Okay, isn't it? So your VRMS will be is equal to N2 by N1 into Vin. So just put down the value here. That means Vin is equal to 230 volt. This is given, and N2 by N1. And note down here formula is, that means to calculate VRMS, your formula will be not N1 by N2. Your formula will be N2 by N1 into Vin. Now if N1 by N2 is equal to 10:1, that means 10 by 1, then N2 by N1 means what? See, 10:1. Your transformer turns ratio is 10:1. This is N1 by N2. Your formula is N2 by N1. Okay. So your VRMS will be 230 into 1 by 10. That is equal to 23 volt. Okay. Now maximum value of voltage applied to the rectifier circuit, which I am talking, that means this is the secondary output voltage of a transformer, or you can say this is the secondary voltage of a transformer. So VRMS is equal to 23 volt. So your VM, what will be the value of VM? So your VM value, VM means what? Peak value. Peak means what? Suppose you have a sinusoidal waveform. Suppose you have a sinusoidal waveform like this. Sorry. Okay. So your Vm, peak value will be what? Your peak value will be the maximum voltage. So this is the maximum point, and here this is the maximum point, this one. So your peak value Vm is this, that means Vm means maximum value. Here also Vm means maximum value. So here the positive peak as well as the negative peak both has the same value, but the sign is different. So to calculate Vm, your formula is what? To calculate Vm, your formula is equal to Vm is equal to root 2 into Vrms. Already you know the value of Vrms. So if you want to calculate the value of Vm, why Vm is required? Because we all know from the derivation of the rectifier circuit, if you know the value of Vm or Im, then you can easily calculate any kind of value which is asked for rectifier circuit. Okay. So like this, Vm is equal to root 2 into Vrms. So just put down the value of Vrms and you get Vm is equal to this value. Now you know the value of Vm. So what will be the value of Im? Because in my previous class I have shown you that all the derivations in terms of Im. So you know the value what is Im. So Im is equal to what? Or basically we know any current can be written as voltage divided by total resistor. Here total resistance means you have to consider the internal resistance of the diode as well as the load resistor. So your Im will be Vm by RL plus R internal. So you know the value of Vm, put down this, and RL is equal to 1K. See, RL is equal to 1K. That means this is 1000 ohm and internal resistance is 20 ohm. So just put this value here and you can easily calculate what will be the value of Im. Now your Im is equal to this. Again you are asked to calculate the IDC. So from the derivation you can easily calculate what will be the value of IDC for half wave rectifier. For half wave rectifier, the value of IDC is equal to Im by pi. Where we get this value? From the derivation of half wave rectifier. Now your question is on half wave rectifier, but if you are asked to the same numerical problem for full wave rectifier, then your formula will be slightly changed. That means you have to remember both the derivations of half wave rectifier as well as the full wave rectifier, otherwise you cannot solve this. So IDC is equal to this, just calculate this. And IRMS, what is the formula for IRMS? IRMS is equal to Im by 2 for half wave rectifier. So like this you can easily calculate the value of IRMS. Next, PDC. PDC means DC output power. So we know the formula of power, any cases for the power can be written as V into I. Okay, so the power, expression of power is just P can be written as voltage into current, that means V into I. Again, what is the value of V? V is equal to, we know, IR, that means it become I square into R. So power expression can be written as I square into R. So here PDC, that means DC output power is asked. That means you have to write down IDC square into RL in this pattern, but here you don't need to consider the input resistance of the diode. Why? Because PDC is in output side, isn't it? PDC is in output side, but if you are asked to calculate AC power, then you have to calculate the internal resistance, because for AC calculation you have to consider the input resistance, but when you calculate DC means just across RL, so isn't it? Again I am drawing the circuit. What will be your circuit? Your circuit is like this. Just here you have transformer, that means primary, secondary, and this secondary is directly come to the anode of a diode. After that you have some load resistor RL, isn't it? And also you have some internal resistance through this diode. So when you consider PDC, that means output power, then you don't consider the input register. You have to consider only the load register. Okay. So PDC will be equal to IDC square into RL. RL given. So IDC, what is the value of IDC? Already the value is 10.15 milliampere. Now when you calculate the another value considering this IDC, so you have to convert this milliampere into ampere first. That's why 10 to the power minus 3 is attached here, because if you consider milliampere to ampere, then you have to multiply this with 10 to the power minus 3. That's why 10 to the power minus 3. And what is the value of RL? RL is 1 kilo ohm, which is 1000 ohm. Okay. Next, PDC. So PDC is equal to this. This is the unit of power is watt. The unit of power is watt. Okay. And this is the value is 103.02 milliwatt. Next, AC power. So here AC means you have to consider what? IRMS square, because from the beginning of this numerical problem already I have told you that here IRMS means AC. Okay. VRMS means AC. So PAC means AC power you have to calculate it. So your PAC, the formula is IRMS square into the total register. That means internal register as well as the load register. So just put down the value here again, and you can easily calculate the value also. Okay. Next, efficiency. Basically, you know the efficiency. What do you mean by efficiency? Efficiency means output by input. Now in rectifier circuit, your output is what? DC, and your input is what? Your input is AC. So efficiency will be output power divided by input power. That means PDC by PAC into 100. So again already you have calculated the value of PDC and PAC. So just put the value of PDC and PAC here, and you can easily calculate the value of eta. Next, VDC. So VDC, that means DC output voltage. So DC, any voltage, mathematically voltage can be written as what? I into what? Resistor. That means current into resistor. So I into R. So here VDC means IDC into RL. Again you don't need to consider the input resistor, because output side means here only load will be considered. So you know the value of IDC, you know the value of RL. So just put down and you will get the value of VDC easily. After that, PIV. What is PIV? Can you remember, student? Yes, PIV means peak inverse voltage. So peak inverse voltage means the maximum voltage a diode can withstand at reverse bias condition. Isn't it? So for half wave rectifier, you know the value of PIV is Vm, only Vm, and at the previous this numerical already you have calculated the value of Vn. So your PIV for half wave rectifier is this. Now if this same question you are asked and also PIV is asked, so your PIV for full wave rectifier will be what? Vm or Vm by 2 or 2 Vm. What? Think. Your answer will be, yes, your PIV will be 2 Vm. That means for half wave rectifier peak inverse voltage is Vm, and for full wave rectifier peak inverse voltage is 2 Vm. That means you have to multiply 2 with this Vm portion. Okay. So this is all about this numerical problem. So like this you have to solve the same numerical problem for full wave rectifier also. Okay. Now if you are asked the same numerical problem but using the bridge rectifier. Bridge rectifier means what? Bridge rectifier means full wave rectifier, and also we know for bridge rectifier we have to use 4 diodes. But the total calculation of bridge rectifier is same as the full wave rectifier using center tap transformer. But what is the difference? Main difference between in terms of calculation, the basic difference between this full wave rectifier using center tap transformer or using bridge rectifier is the PIV rating. That means for full wave rectifier, the value of PIV is 2 Vm. But for bridge rectifier, the value of PIV is only Vm, just like half wave rectifier. So student, go through this numerical, and if you follow this numerical, so you can easily solve the numerical problems related to rectifier circuit. Now next we will discuss some tricky question or related to this rectifier circuit. First, see the diagram. Okay, you are given a circuit and you are asked which circuit has been represented in the associated circuit diagram, and you are given 4 options. One is half wave rectifier, another is full wave rectifier, next NOT gate, and the last one is none of the mentioned. So you have to tell me which circuit is this. Think. I will give you 1 minute. Okay, you just think which type of circuit is this. Okay, see, basically when you see this circuit, see here 2 diodes, that means this is a full wave rectifier? No, because no transformer is used. Also, if you see this diagram carefully, look, this is a basically series circuit, and both the diodes are connected in forward biased condition, isn't it? When this is positive, so positive connected to positive, that means forward biased. When it is negative, negative connected to negative, that means again forward biased. That means in series configuration, both the diodes are connected in forward biased condition. Okay, that means this is not a full wave circuit. That means these 2 diodes cancel out each other. That means none of the mentioned. This option D will be correct. No, this also wrong. This is a NOT gate. No, this also wrong. This is basically a half wave rectifier, because if you see it, suppose positive, this sinusoidal pulse is applied here. That means positive connected to positive, so diode will be forward biased. That means you will have some output. Okay, again when this is negative voltage, so negative connected to negative, again forward biased, so we will output. But see here, there is no such a way so that you can add these 2 output voltage just like full wave rectifier. If one center tap transformer is attached here, then with the use of these 2 diodes you can design a full wave rectifier. But here this option is missing. That means this is a half wave rectifier circuit. Okay, here I have shown you the just derivation, the reason. Okay, see here it is written that in this circuit both the diodes are connected in series. That is, both are forward biased and reverse biased at the same time. That means when it is positive, that means forward biased, and it is reverse biased because positive connected to negative. Okay, so at the same time this is on, this is off. But when your input is negative, that means negative connected to anode, so that means what? That means this is reverse bias, but negative connected to cathode, that means forward bias. So at the same time both the diodes are forward biased and reverse biased. Okay, and in the next half cycle their condition is changed, so that's why it is written here that at the same time both the diodes are forward biased and reverse biased. Next problem, see, look, what is the value of DC equivalent output voltage for the given circuit, given that the input voltage is 20 volt peak to peak, 50 Hz, the diode is a silicon diode. So you are asked that what is the value of VDC. Just this data is given, so you have to answer. First, see the circuit carefully. See, here input is positive. Okay, that means positive means here 50 Hz. That means your input is DC or AC. Obviously your input is AC, because 50 hertz, this specification stands for AC signal, not for DC signal. Okay. So when your diode is when your input is positive, say like this, say your input is like this, that means when your input is positive, the cathode is connected to positive, that means diode is reverse biased. So when this diode works in negative half cycle of the input voltage, that means here your input voltage is negative, mind it. Okay, so according to the circuit configuration, your input voltage is negative here, because when it is positive connected to cathode, that means reverse bias. When it is negative connected to negative, that means forward biased. So in here your input is negative. Okay, and what is the value of input voltage? 10 volt, because this 20 peak to peak, that means this is 10 volt positive and this is 10 volt negative, that means total 10 plus 10, that means total 20 volt, and this total 20 volt, total 20 peak to peak volt. But what is the actual VM? Here actual VM is 10 volt. Okay, see, and also VM is negative. Okay, so your actual VM is 10 volt. Now you are asked to calculate VDC. So to calculate this type of value, first you have to know what is the value of IM, because with the help of IM we will calculate VDC. So what is IM? IM is equal to VM by RL. RL is also given to you. RL is what? 2 kilo ohm, and there is no internal resistance given to you. That means you have to consider that internal resistance is 0. So IM is equal to VM by RL. Just put down. So what is IDC? IDC is equal to IM by pi. Which formula is used? This is for half wave rectifier, because only one diode is attached here, and this is for, and this circuit represents the half wave rectifier circuit. So IDC is equal to IM by pi, and what is VDC? VDC is equal to IDC into RL. So just IDC means again IM by pi. So just put down the value. So here your VDC will be minus 3.125 volt. That means option number C is correct. Okay, so this is very important question, because this type of questions may come in your exam also. So student, please follow this type of more numerical problem from your book also, and if you face any difficulties to solve this type of tricky questions, please let me know. I will always try to solve out your problems. Okay, and be practice in your home, and more you practice, more you can remember. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture.